Hi, everyone. Welcome to AI Show Live. We are going to be building AI Playground today. And my friend Vanessa is here this week,
Hi.
thankfully, with her
Hi,
jokes.
everyone. Yeah. We've got jokes.
Yay! We definitely missed you last time. It was well, that was uncalled for, but hello again. It was a total mistake.
We needed to let folks know what they were watching.
Exactly. Yes. So let's go back and give a recap of what happened in the last few weeks. It feels like ages ago, but build happened more than a
We
week
had a
ago.
week. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, if you missed the AI session, URL to it is, yeah, aka.ms build on demand AI. So in this session, you get an overview of the machine learning, cognitive services, and our new announcements. So the new announcements were the things that I was so excited to tell you about. And if you watched this session, you might have seen it already. But we have, first of all, we have a new category called Applied AI Services. And I will explain to you what they are. And also, we have new bot framework, well, bot service, which brings together everything and allows you to create your bots, deploy, edit, do everything on one place, which is really cool. Also, we have lots of new languages, and you can train your custom neural voice in the language that you wish without having to do any extra work, which was so exciting. And the results were really cool. Did you see that session, Vanessa?
I did. It was really cool. Your session was super awesome. It was really neat to see what you did with some of the translation services. I also caught Seth's session. I don't know if anyone else caught his session as well. Well, he did a joint session with another one of our CVPs. So that was really exciting. How was it working with a CVP, like working on this demo? Was it nervous making? Like,
For
you seem
me?
super cool on video. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. If you're following me on Instagram, I have a video of me right before recording that session. I'm just going like to like calm my nerves. And I forced my friend to sit there and listen to me while I was recording. So I feel like there's a real audience, which was really helpful actually.
Oh, I know, right? They did a bunch of remote recording. I was jealous of those people that actually got to go onto the Redmond campus and like film live
Mm.
in person. Like it looked so great.
Yeah.
It looked fun. So maybe someday.
Yeah. Hi, Ivana. Good to see you here. um, as always, we were just talking about the build sessions. I don't know if you caught the build AI sessions, which was Eric Boyd, and I was on it too, and then the set sessions. And I think in the last um, AI show, Seth did an overview of everything also, right? Were you there?
Yeah, he actually invited a bunch of product PMs to come on the AI show and talk about the announcements, which is really cool. So if you missed any of that, you can go back to the Channel 9 AI show. We should have some of those episodes up so folks can take a look at them. So yeah, it was a 2-hour, 5 guest episode. It was we kind of changed the format. So no Rochambeau, but we had guest after guest after guest. It was like lightning fire. I
Yeah.
could not believe how Seth did that so well, but he's so used to talking to people. Yeah.
He's so good, and it was really nice to see him on the stage too. I never seen that stage. It looks really big.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It
I'm
was
always here.
crazy. Yeah, I know. You only know us from our homes.
Yeah. I think the biggest challenge was to be able to squeeze everything in a very short period of time. If you watch this demo that I was doing, actually, if I was doing it, it would take like at least half an hour, maybe more. But I had to squeeze it in 2-3 minutes. But it shows everything. I didn't skip any of the steps. I just speeded up. If you want to see it, you can slow down the video. And it's really, really cool, actually. I enjoyed it very much.
Cool. Are we going to see
And,
any of your demo today, maybe?
oh, yeah, maybe. Okay, so first, I wanted to tell you about the applied AI services and the link to it. Okay, so this is the link to the announcements blog post that I co-wrote. So cognitive services we have a new top layer of applied AI services, and some of them you guys are familiar with them, like Azure Bot Service or Form Recognizer or Immersive Reader. These are all now included in the Azure AI applied AI services, and so it might be a little bit confusing at first, like why we have these things, because there's a very important distinction between the cognitive services and the things that we call applied AI now, the services that we call applied AI now. And while we were doing the session on live during build, there was, I think, some anxiety around like, so is cognitive services going away? No, absolutely not. Cognitive services are here to stay. And basically, applied AI services are using cognitive services under the hood as well. So what makes them different, you might ask, Vanessa?
Yes, tell me.
So cognitive services, we have 4 different categories, right? Vision, decision, language, and speech. So these are very general purpose services. So we want to enable everybody to be able to do everything that we can do with those services. They're very general purpose. So for example, if we have computer vision, we can give an image and then define objects, and we train the models to recognize objects, recognize celebrities, landmarks, so on and so forth. So these are all general purpose models. If you have something specific, you can use for custom vision, right? And then you have to train your own services, which is a great way of doing things. But we noticed that people are solving the same problems over and over again. For example, one of the cool things about the vision is optical character recognition, which means that we can recognize text or handwritten notes from an image, right? And so this is great. This gives you if you send a REST API endpoint, if you make a call, you get a JSON with all of the information that's there. But most of the time, most people need to build something like Form Recognizer, right? To scan their documents and take information from them. So we have the Form Recognizer specifically for ID recognition or receipt recognition. You have a way of also bringing your own layouts. If you have a very interesting document, it could be I don't know, a chart or something like that, then you can also give that and train it very easily with the Form Recognizer. So this is the part that is the task-specific AI model that you see in this graph. So we have the cognitive services we are using, for example, for Form Recognizer, optical character recognition, but also we are using language, and I believe text analytics. I believe so. And then we have the task-specific AI models, for example, for passports or driver license. So we train it specifically for that. So it's very easy. And any questions so far? Vanessa, anybody else?
No, that sounds exciting, like very specific tasks. So then I guess that means that they're just themes that the team saw, and that's why they created this another layer of applied AI, which is really neat to be able to recognize that and to build something on top of it to help folks. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really cool. It just makes it, even faster to have a solution without having to do a lot yourself. So one of the oh, sorry, I looked at the chat and then I totally forgot what I was thinking about. Okay. There's another distinguishable property of AI, applied AI, which is you can actually use your own machine learning algorithms if you want to in a container. So this is not this is not something that you could do with cognitive services, but we do have this possibility with applied AI services, which is cool. So applied AI services from available to people who doesn't want to code, and they can use things like Power Apps and include things like Form Recognizer. Or you could be a regular developer. You can call some of the APIs, or you can use some of the UI as well. So Form Recognizer have a UI, and you can just use that instead. You don't have to build any solution yourself. Validating driver license country-wise, it may vary. How can we validate in this case? So we have all of the United States, driver's license, but all of the global passports. One thing that you could do if you want to train it for a different country's model, we have this thing called, this tool for layout, which you can say, okay, here's the name, here's the passport number. So you can define it once and then you can use it anytime. That's a great question. Yeah. So that's the extensibility of it. And let me actually find the Form Recognizer tool.
Yeah, let's see it in action.
Yeah. It's going to take me some time. Okay. So where are we in all of these tabs?
Well, there's lots of tabs, but in the meantime, I can ask you, why do Java developers wear glasses?
I want to say to see better, but it doesn't make sense for Java developers, does it?
Because they can't see sharp. Oh, I laugh at my own jokes, really. I hope people that are watching are laughing. If not, I'm just going to pretend that you're laughing. It's just fine.
You are awesome. So let me see if I can find the pictures to show. So do you see the cognitive services? Yeah,
I do.
I pasted. I pasted it as well. Put the link here. Okay. Yeah. All right. So this is the tool where you could just start uploading pre-built models, and you have to first sign up for Azure, create a resource, and put your endpoint here, API key here, and then you can just select which model that you want. This works for business cards as well. But if not, use a custom train model with labels, get key value pairs. So we can just get started. I don't have any files right now ready to show you, but this is a good one to do for next time.
Cool.
And meanwhile, actually, if there is any specific folders that you like, I mean, file structures, right? Not file structures, document. What you can do is you can actually create an issue or share with us the documentation, the document that you want to be analyzed on GitHub discussion.
Yeah.
I said that.
Talk to us on GitHub. Yeah, let us know. We're happy to pass that feedback along.
Yeah, this is so any questions that anyone have, please do ask. This is a great time to answer all of these. And
Oh, I think we have a question in the chat.
yeah, can you read it?
Yes, I can. Azure Cognitive Services can recognize Arabic language contents to classify authors, categories, books, volumes in 100 gigabytes of data. Is that correct?
So Cognitive Services can recognize Arabic language content. Yes. But which one can classify authors, categories, book volumes to 100 gigabyte of data? So what do you mean by classify authors and categories? Is this for text analytics? If that's the case, then it is true. You can also just give the documentation and translate it right away without having to give any other information. And also, you can detect the language, right? Which language it is. Hugo, like your Java developer joke, Vanessa?
Let's see here. I think we have some questions in on the Learn TV. Let's see here. How many languages does it support? And okay.
Form recognizer? The support, how many languages?
Is that Robert? That question came from Robert. Is that true? Are we asking about form recognizer? Sorry, we should have got to your question sooner, Robert.
Okay. Yeah. Did not. So form recognizer is this previous models. Okay. We have all of the information here. Language support. It doesn't give us the number, but these are all the languages that are supported right now.
And then there's another question here from Robert. So with Form Recognizer, you could get someone to take shots of their tax info, then have it populate the information into the right areas on the form, right?
So you're taking the picture of the of your receipts, for example, is that right? Am I understanding it right? Can you read the question one more time?
Yeah. That's their tax info. Let's see. Yeah. With Form Recognizer, you can get someone to take shots or pictures of their tax information and then populate that information in the right areas on a form.
Yes. So for that, though, you have to do some of the work too, because it is trained to extract information from the form itself. For example, it could be our tax form, whatever it's called in every country, and then you will get a JSON, and then after that you can automatically, maybe if there's an API for filling out the form, then you can use it to do that. But otherwise, there's no direct relationship between filling that form and getting the information. So basically, Form Recognizer is doing the getting the information for you. But if you want, you can put that information into an API and then call it and use it to create any kind of UI. I hope, does that make sense? If I'm confusing you even more, please let me know. Just did my taxes last month. So yeah, I totally get it. It's yeah, it's a lot of work to do it. The funny thing about the US taxes, though, like they actually know, how much you owe, but they just don't tell you. They ask you to fill out all of the things, and then once you fill it out, they say, "Oh, you didn't do it right. You owe us more or less, or whatever."
That's such a good point. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why do we do that? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, Robert says absolutely made sense. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for asking the question. And all right. Where were we? So next week, maybe we could do this. And if I can't find you, if you have anything else that you want to see, please go to aka.ms AI playground/discussions. That's our GitHub repository. And just give us your forms and we'll train them, the layout and all that. Is it part of AI 102 certification? That's a great question. I don't know what is the AI 102 certification includes.
AI 102 certification. I know that they do update those certifications. We're talking about Microsoft certification, maybe, right?
Isn't this the one?
The AI engineer associate.
Yeah, it sounds like it should. And the thing is, if you actually prepared for it already, you are not missing anything, because Azure Bot Framework is there now. It's called Bot Service. Cognitive Search is still there, Cognitive Services, and if they change the naming, it's just the naming. The way it's implemented doesn't really change that much, except few things. For example, this is a great transition to the other thing that changed. Azure Video Analyzer. So Azure Video Analyzer is a mixture of multiple services now. We have the Azure Video Indexer, and we have the Video Analyzer for media. Now they're kind of all together in one place. And not only that, spatial analysis is included in that too. And this is not just doing video indexer and spatial analysis thing, but also it is detecting like language. It's finding the important parts of your videos and create captioning and all of the things that you would need if you're creating videos and you need to, search for them, find them. So it's really cool. What else, Vanessa?
That's really cool. I didn't know spatial analysis was kind of rolled into here.
Yeah, which is really nice, because you actually, if you're doing something like that, video analysis, right? You have to use all of these things like the language and captioning and all that stuff too. And now they're all packaged together. little bit more intuitive to use.
Awesome.
You have to update some of the version stuff to get it to work right outside of Visual Studio. For which one? There might have been an earlier thing that I missed. Okay. And so you can do things like also detecting a person, right? And then start recording. You don't want to record and save everything if you have a camera in a, I don't know, workplace or wherever.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I missing any question? This is. Wait, I'm confused. AI 100 is now AI 102. I don't know. Let's search for AI 100 in that case. Let's see.
Yeah, I just found a doc here. Let's see.
New version AI 102. Yes.
Sorry. Will retire on June 30th, 102. Okay. Wow. All right. It's good to know, y'all.
Anyone did the certification? Ivana, you might have. I actually haven't I haven't done it. I should do it.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, maybe I should do these exams.
Yeah.
I think we take for granted that we just, we work here, so
that's true.
This might be neat. Yeah, and I think as employees, we do get access to all of these exams. So
yeah, and
it's really neat.
There's actually free previous exam versions. You don't have to just take it if you are not sure. You can just go and look at the sample questions, and that's a great way to do it. And how to get a job in Microsoft. So that's a great question too. You can go to Microsoft Careers.
Yeah, or careers.microsoft.com.
Yeah. Right. So there are lots of jobs everywhere around the world, and you can just apply. And if you want to, I'm happy to also just post your resume internally. So send me, add me on LinkedIn. It's easy to find, and then send it to me, and send the job too. It's very important. Send the job description you're interested to.
Yeah. Scroll down a little bit. I think I know someone on this page.
Yeah.
I know
Christine,
Lauren.
right?
Yeah.
We are hiring people with abilities. That is really cool. And we have, Microsoft has great benefits also. Yeah. And if you have any questions about the jobs themselves, you can ask anytime. All right. Cool. Going back to applied AI services. What we have, okay, the form recognizer we talked about, we have the Azure Metrics Advisor. So Azure Metrics Advisor is, okay, we had great, I should have seen this before. With the Metrics Advisor, what we are using under the hood is the
Anomaly.
Yes, thank you. You're the best. So anomaly detector, we're using that under the hood, but the cool thing is there's a UI that you can hook up your Azure data right away and then see the results and then play with when you want the anomaly to be detected and send an alert. So this is usually done by a whole team of people. in that's called observability teams that some companies have. And this is actually solving a lot of the problems. It's detecting the anomalies in the service, in your data, in your user analytics. And then it's sending you alerts and gives you all bunch of ways to customize it. Can we talk about Lewis too? Yes, we can. Do you know anything related to the topic of sound production using AI?
Oh.
Namaste, sorry, I'm just seeing all of the questions at once. Sound production, that's a great question. It's not considered applied AI, but something new that we have is the new renewed speech portal, which has all of these cool things. So last time I showed this in the last episode, and I was going to do the pronunciation assessment. And I got really shy, but then I did it, and it's really fun. I think we should do it. So for audio production, you can create audio content by using custom voice or our created voices that are available to you. And you can actually assess the pronunciation of something. You can even get the waveform of the voices, but it doesn't have anything to do with music or anything like that. Was that the use case that you were looking for audio production, I wonder? Yeah. Okay. So okay, should we try this? We're gonna get back to Lewis, I promise. Do you want to try it, Vanessa?
Yeah, let's try it. How do we?
So there are these samples. Well, let me show you one. I did the best with the sample number 4, so that's what I'm going to do. As you can guess, English is not my first language, and Vanessa, did I ever tell you I failed from English in high school? That was the only class I failed. I had to go to summer school to take it again and again.
Oh
It's a nightmare. Yeah.
How dare they fail you? Didn't they know you were bound for greatness?
Oh God, it was really nightmare for me. I had to take it twice all the time. And here I'm doing the shortest one because that's the easiest one for me. So press record. There was no possibility of taking a walk that day. Okay. Now I think, okay, success. Display. There was no, okay. So it's telling me what it was. Oh, okay. I got a score, pronunciation score of 99.4, accuracy score 99, completeness score 100, fluency score 100. So when I actually do longer ones, the fluency one goes down, as you can see. Okay, it's keeping my previous record. Vanessa, do you want to try?
Yeah. Wait, can I?
Speech.microsoft.com.
Okay.
And you share your screen. So this is actually a great tool for if you want to create a language, help people to study languages. Microsoft developer, if they could see you now, I should get, well, I'm not sure.
Oh, wait, I have to create a resource to get started. Hold on a second. Where's the demo one?
Pronunciation assessment on the right one. The first row, yeah, okay. Try it out.
We need to try it out though.
Yeah, okay, just give
put a name.
Yeah.
I have so many Vanessa tests.
So it might reject that. West US 2. So you choose from the location that's close to you. We are in California, so West US 2 is good. Standard is good. Resource group.
I need to
Create
create
new,
a new
yeah.
one.
Yeah. You could say AI playgrounds, Vanessa.
Okay.
It's it's not that important. Let's see. Do you know anything related? Yes. Okay. Dum 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 dum.
No, you're right.
No. Yeah, because there's also this thing you can create it on Azure portal if you want to. Okay, I'll let you do that later on, but we'll test you. We'll test you, I promise. Okay, am I missing any question? That's what I'm looking at. Can we talk about Lewis? Let's go back to that. Lewis.ai is where you can play with language understanding. What is IS? I don't know. So language understanding allows you to do things like Siri or Google Home assistants or anything, or Cortana. any audio commands that you want to use for turning on your IoT devices or helping your user navigate your application. You can use language understanding. And one of the coolest things about it is also we have this portal, Lewis AI, and you can create and new models and say when people say, let's go to AI show live, you do this. So basically you can define different ways of people saying the same thing. Does that make sense? For example, turn on the lights, or I could say lights please, or I don't know. How else would you say, Vanessa? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Well, I think Alexa lets you like order stuff. Also, you can order household items. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, okay, we're gonna choose West US. Done. Creating a new resource. It's interesting. I thought I should have. And then you can create new applications, and then you can start with seeing the models that we already have, and then add on top of it. So let's say with new app, AI Playground. And here we have cool tips for us. Create an intent for each action your bots can perform. So you can use this for a bot too. For example, you could just say things like, what is the vaccination percentage in US or something like that. And then you can have a response to different questions like that in a bot. Okay, so
That's cool.
pre-built. Yeah, we can use pre-built entities to like, let's see, for example, did we say money? Yeah, let's do that. And then we can take a look at it, like how it's done. Roles, examples, pre-built domains. Oh, calendar, communication, email. So depending on your need, you can add all of these things. So add the domain, and let's see.
Neat. Like restaurant reservation. Huh. I like that.
Yeah. And it's available in all of these languages, including my native language, Turkish, TR. Improve app performance, review features, patterns. I haven't been here. Okay, so add to do. I'm looking at it, and these are all of the phrases that is being trained for. So remind me to attend the meeting tomorrow. So this is one way of saying I have it to do. Remind me to buy first aid. Remind me to buy milk, meet my teacher, new carpets to do, and then task you can add the tasks up here afterwards and say, if they say this, do this other thing, if that makes sense. And it's usually a very good idea to state the task in many different ways. Fields. Okay. So yeah, any specific questions about Lewis? Is intelligence service in? Oh, that makes so much sense. Thank you. Lewis, language understanding, probably intelligence service. I'm not sure, but yeah, probably. What is your day-to-day job? That's a great question. We are called developer advocates. Well, I talk too much. You explain first, Vanessa.
Well, you're doing a little bit of your day job right now, I think, which is talking with our folks out in the community around our products and services and what you can do with them. iShigo also creates a lot of content. This is content that we're producing right now, but a lot of written content, a lot of sample code, things like that, demos. So we work a lot internally to kind of mess around with all the cognitive services products and services, and then also report back where things could be better too. So we take a lot of feedback as well. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, and Vanessa helps me to say no to things.
I'm the naysayer.
Yes.
We can only do so much in 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, whatever you want to call it. We try to keep it to no more than 10 hours a day, but I know that we all work a lot.
Yeah, and we have, in our team, cloud advocacy team is big, very big, couple hundred people, I believe, and everybody has a different focus, different subgroups. We are part of the AI ML team, and there's teams like academic team, which they go and give like guest lectures and help people create curriculum and
work with
whatever
universities and professors and things like that. So, and Microsoft student ambassadors, I think, is their name now. Yeah. So we have advocates that do that.
Yeah. So can we talk more about improving the accuracy of? So in this one, this is the to do. So let's try to edit. Well, not do that. I haven't done this in a while, but I will try. So basically, for the same thing, attend the meeting tomorrow. Remind me to attend a meeting tomorrow. I could also say, remind me the meeting at 5 p.m., for example. And then add these micro tasks to do task.content, original first aid, creams and rice. Okay. And once I have all of them, we can actually train them here. train the models here. And then when you see problems with the performance or improve the app performance is here also. Utterances filter and to do. Okay. So nobody used this. There's nothing to review. Nobody made any mistakes and that's really hard to show right now. But you can add more of the data and then retrain it and then publish it again here. Does that make sense? And the other thing that I would say is if there is a pre-built model already, so this has add to do, for example, has 90 utterances. So start with this one and add on top of it instead of trying to build it from scratch. Absolutely. Yeah. And if you, am I late? No, you're not. What are you guys doing? Well, we are talking about the new category of services that we have, applied AI and cognitive services, and just giving an overview of what happened during builds. And
taking questions.
Yes. And if you have any questions, this is a good place to ask. So if you have any specific example, I am having a hard time trying to pronounce your name. Let's see. I actually had a good way of pronouncing people's names too. If you tell me where you're from, then it's very easy for me to do it with speech service. Did I ever told you, Vanessa, that I do that sometimes?
No.
So speech.microsoft.com, audio content creation, and then I can just create a new file and then put in the name and change the speaker to the native language of if I know, right? And then, yeah.
It'll pronounce it for you.
Yes. Where are you from, Bishal? I'm from, okay. Now we are going to learn. I'm not able to say it, but we'll learn how to say it just in a second. So I also don't want to butcher your name by misspelling it. And is it the Hindi language? I hope so. And let's see how it's being pronounced by Ma. Is that the correct pronunciation?
Oh, I didn't hear anything.
You didn't? Oh, okay.
Do you hear it? You hear it on your headset?
Yeah, I have to change my audio settings probably. Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can read it too. So this is my trick to pronounce anybody's name. I think for Ivana too, right? Ivana. And you can do that in one document too. And not this one. Portuguese, right? Is it Brazil or Portugal? I'm not sure, but let's give it a try. Joana Choka. The last name is really unexpected, actually. Let's see if I can. Huh.
That's neat. I didn't know this existed. I'm learning
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take long. And there are lots of names that we can butcher. So, okay, we have one more. I wish I could copy and paste your name here. I don't know how to do the accent on name. So this is going to be Venezuela. So it's Spanish, I think. Well,
Interesting.
yeah. I hope Argentinian is good. Let's see. Oh, this is really tough. Cinta Vitiomas. So Darshan, where is your name from?
Where are you from, Darshan? Oh, India.
Okay. Let me see. Darshan. Darshan. Is that true? I hope so. So my name is really hard too. And I think it's doing a pretty good job pronouncing my name with the Turkish local sound. Well, anyways, you can, of course, this tool is not created just for that. For this is my life hack for you. But you can even read a whole book. Like you can paste any kind of text here and then choose from pre-built locales or let's say German. It has all of these different sounds that you can try out and use the one that you like. Oh, great. We did good with the name.
I love this life hack.
I know, right? It is actually pretty cool. And there's all kinds of different voices that you can try from. And not only that, you can also change like how it's being read by changing, let's see, area and so reading rules, defaults, you can, okay, so this is a name, but if this was a date or currency, you can mention that so it reads it as a date or currency, which is really nice. And intonation, you can change that too. So you can select something and then let's do upspeak. So upspeak is when people go up at the end of the sentence. So I'm blamed for that too. When something is a question, you want to do that. You want to show a little bit of excitement too. You can change how this is.
Yes, excitement. That's a good call. Yeah, because I was thinking that exactly when there are questions, you want to raise your voice up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can add the phonetic reading. So this could be an English document, right? Like you are reading it in English word. You don't want to go and change just your name to be read in Hindu because then the voice will be changing, right? You can just use the international phonetic language to get it being read actually. So how fast you can change pitch, you can change, and the volume always. And speaking style. So this is really cool, actually. If you want it to be a little bit more, chat-like or narration, newscast, cheerful or empathetic. So it's the same voice. Yeah, it's the same voice, but you can tell it to read differently, which is really
So you can actually tell that it may, if you choose bot, you could probably tell that it's a bot versus a person. More robotic sounding, maybe.
Yeah. So I needed a reminder of your name, Sarah. So Azure blocked my free trial. That's interesting. Why would they do that? Well, you can try another email.
Yeah.
That's one way of
That's
doing
another life hack.
it. Yeah.
I should go with the life hacks today.
Yeah, and cognitive services free. And probably Microsoft is not going to approve my message here. But sometimes, I don't know if you know it, at the end of before @ you can just add a plus and something else. Let's say my email address is ays_something@gmail. I could do ays_something plus Azure at Gmail. So that way, most applications think that that's a different email address. But also, if somebody sells your data, right, to outside companies or whatever, and you get a message from that specific email that you use for Azure. Azure will never do that. You'll know, which is a good thing.
That's smart, actually. Yeah, I think someone mentioned that to me once, that have a specific email, and then you can know, like, if it's data that's been sold.
Yeah. And I actually use it a lot while developing, because if you're testing sign up page, then you don't have to create billions of emails. You just can add at the end of it. Also, I'm planning to switch career to AI post 15 years. Big data, any question, AI, ML, and IoT. Yes, we do have a link. So, Vanessa, you might want to do a joke, because I have to find that link to send.
I can totally do that. I got jokes. This is a funny one. Oh gosh, I hope I didn't say this one yet. Okay. Why are PCs like air conditioners? Everyone think about that for a half of a minute. Why are PCs like air conditioners? They stop working properly if you open Windows. I use Windows, though. I do use Windows. But see, we can make fun of ourselves.
Yeah, more messages that is not going to be approved by Marbles.
Oh yeah, that's okay. It's fine.
Robert says, say my name, Robert. Is that the right pronunciation? Seedorf. Actually, your last name is might be a little bit more challenging. So I just pasted the link. Let's see. I'll have it as a banner here as well, just in case. Sure. Okay. So if you go to this page and then download the journey, unfortunately, there's another download. So we have this PDF in 4 weeks from 0 to hero. So this is all of the things that you can start. First week, second week is all defined for you, so you don't have to think about it, which is really, really cool. There's learn modules. There's blog posts and explanations and all of the hands-on stuff, which is cool. And the first link that I put down, if you scroll down, there are videos that explain the basic concepts too, like how to build a chatbot, or you would use the AI, and what are they. So we have all of these here, and some AI shows too to watch and learn. Yeah, I hope that helps, and let us know like what you think about it. We are creating these things for you, and we really hope it's helpful, especially to someone that doesn't have all of the experience. So your feedback is very valuable to us.
Absolutely.
Could you please share that link in the chat? Yes. I think it's. I'm sharing it here. Am I sharing it in the wrong place? I'm not sure.
No, AI for Devs is it's in the chat.
Okay. So I pasted here.
Microsoft developer added it in the chat. Thanks, Peggy.
Okay, yeah, maybe I wasn't. Peggy is our friend who helps us in the background. She's silent, but she's there.
She's the best. We couldn't do it without her.
Yes, thank you so much. Any other questions? Oh, dad jokes. Yeah, do you have any, Robert? I'm not sure. Like, we are not no dads, but we try to do our best here.
We're definitely not dads, but so if there are any dads that would like to put a joke in the chat, we will hear it.
Oh, thank you. This interaction made my day, and this joke was the cherry on top. How often do we do it? There is an AI show live every week, and one week we do it, and the other week Seth does it. Seth is amazing at telling dad jokes, and he actually builds a different game. So in this one, we are building AI playground. We haven't got to it yet, but we will. If you go here, you can see the repository, what we're building from week to week. And we do this every other week, basically. And we do have a link for the playlist, right? You can watch the previous ones too.
Yeah.
Where can I find resources about AI vision? Let me give you the link for vision.
Oh, Robert has a joke.
Yes.
Why did the peanut no longer leave his house?
Huh.
He was made into peanut butter? I don't know.
That's a good one.
Something to do with peanut butter or jelly. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do we have anybody from the chat? Okay.
Robert, you have to tell us. Is Robert?
Yeah.
Oh, because he got assaulted.
Oh no. That is a sad joke, but funny at the same time.
It is a sad joke. Oh. Okay.
So I pasted the link for vision, computer vision. And you can find all of the related ones to image analysis, spatial analysis, optical character recognition. And we actually were doing, what we were doing was adding image analysis and using computer vision.
Oh, Robert on Learn TV. We have the dueling Roberts here. This is breaking news, everyone. Robert on Learn TV says couldn't come out of his shell. Oh, that's hilarious.
That is a good one. Yeah, I like that one better. Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anyone.
Yes.
We don't want any peanuts being hurt on this show.
No peanuts was hurt in this show. So another question, which field is better, ML ops versus data science versus IoT? That's a very tough question. So basically, machine learning requires a lot of knowledge. We have all of these tools, and we have the AI services that makes it easy for anyone to use it without having to learn much about machine learning and data science. So it requires you to study a little bit longer. IoT, I actually feel so dumb whenever I read anything about IoT, because there's a lot of terms, like terminology that I need to learn. I haven't, but they're not completely one or the other stuff, right? You could do all of them, well, both of them together too. For example, we have these IoT devices like the cameras, right? We have Azure Connect camera, we have other cameras, but you could use any other IoT device, sensors, for example. And then let's say you have a air quality sensor. You can use that with Metrics Advisor, for example, and detect the anomalies. Whenever the air quality goes down, you can send an alert, for example, or start your air purifier or something like that. So basically, there's a lot of applications of IoT and AI together. Spatial analysis is another one. So basically, with spatial analysis, let's see if there's any aka.ms-devrel cognitive services. So this is one of the applications. So you have a camera, which is the IoT device. You can program it to start recording when there's someone in the store. And then you can actually analyze like the distance of people. You can detect masks, for example, or you can detect how many, if there's a lot of people waiting online, so on and so forth. So they're not completely separate from each other. Is there any focus on security for IoT devices? So is it, by meaning focus, the cool thing about IoT devices and our AI services in general is that you can run these services in a container on your local edge device, IoT device. So one of them is, I think Intel has some devices where you can run some of the AI services, for example, the spatial analysis service. You can run it in a container, so it will never ever leave your premises. So whatever happens, it happens in your IoT device, in your local network, which means you're not sending your information to the cloud. Azure never uses your data to do anything, but still, it could be very sensitive data, like patients' data, right? Or for any reason, you might not want anybody. You might not want it to leave your device, and that's AI can run in a container in your local environment, which is really cool. Can we somehow help and be part of some initiatives of MS community for free? Yeah. So Vanessa, you might know this, what Christine is working on. You're muted.
I'm muted. Oh, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Hi. Some of the the TEALS program is something that our friend and colleague works on, which is getting computer science into high schools. And so you can volunteer if you have some background in computer science to help kind of teach high schoolers that. So that's an initiative if you want to support that way. If you're looking for community events or ways to kind of get involved, we know the Reactor hosts a lot of community events, and they oftentimes have like Microsoft MVPs. Microsoft Value Professionals is the acronym MVP, where they host workshops, they offer content. So that's an option too. And if you want to be a Microsoft Value Professional, you can always look into that as a MVP. It's a separate group, but they work very closely with the product groups, and they get a lot of really cool insight as a Microsoft Value Professional. They give product feedback. they also get insight on what's coming, roadmap stuff. They get access to a lot of tooling and things like that. So that's something also, and we can look up a link for MVP.
Yeah,
if that
I just
helps.
pasted it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. MVP, try the reactor, or Teals if you're interested in volunteering. Those are all really good opportunities.
Yeah, and I hope that answered your question. I think Teal is a great one if you want to learn with other people too. I think, isn't there an initiative that helps you to take the certification for free? I think you can at least apply for it.
Oh, there's some skilling initiatives too that Microsoft kind of hosts, and they do give out like certification vouchers for folks that qualify. So that is absolutely something. But you can do all your learning on Microsoft Learn for certification exams, and then it's just about getting that voucher. So that's something to do.
Yeah,
I'll
and
see if I can find a link.
And MVP program is also require you to be more active in the community and create things like these. And Ivana, I believe she is an MVP, and she can, if she's here, she can tell us more about it. But she's doing a lot of content, creating videos, tutorials, or blog posts. And so they're adding to the community. In return, we actually try to help the MVPs stay up to date before we release things. They do have access to them, or they have the knowledge of it. Of course, they don't. They promise us not to before we release it, but they do beta test our services and such, which is really cool. And they can ask questions directly to us. So it's more people talking about and creating tutorials, which is really good.
Yeah, I found a link I'll put in the chat for the Microsoft Skills Initiative. And I will also post it.
Another question, is Microsoft doing something in astrospace too? There is only Flight Simulator as far as I know. So Microsoft has a great game where it's actually using the real Bing map data and some more AI and visual effects and such to create these amazing experience of you flying over real landscapes. That's the extent of it as far as I know. Cool. Yeah. And keep asking us these questions, and Learn TV too. I think most of you are on YouTube today, but Learn TV is a great place to learn more about the services and everything else that we have here. And
Can't see any more questions.
And the MS cognitive services. So we have more of these resources. I could just do this. Nice. I didn't know. Found out one more thing. AKMS DevRel Cognitive Services goes to this page. We updated with the latest, AI show live information, and plus, what's new with services, and some links to our GitHub and our talks as well. Let's look at the GitHub. Okay. So this is the thing that we are here to build, actually, although we spent time answering questions, which is great.
Yeah, thanks for all these questions. These are great questions, actually.
Yeah, that's why we are doing these live sessions, because if we just put up a tutorial, it's hard to get the questions and know what's going on. So we want to build a community here as well. And finally, I have to mention one last thing, which is Reddit. if you are on Reddit, we have a new community, which is Azure AI Cognitive. I'll paste the link. And also there's an Azure community as well, here, which has lots of information. People post stuff from the community. And there is also a Azure certification.
Oh, really? A subreddit for sort of, oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, any questions about the certification is here. Darshan says graduated last year and exploring these different computer science domains right now. Thanks for Azure services. Yeah, and so I am really passionate about the Azure Cognitive Services because it makes it really easy for people to start building something. And for most developers, you don't have to be an expert at all. You don't have to be a machine learning expert, data scientist, or anything like that. But you can use it if you in multiple languages. Whatever language that you like to code with, you can use it too. Even without any coding, you can use it. But most of the time, most people are a little bit shy away because they're not sure what to do with AI. But if you think about it, all of the applications that you're using, almost all of them, are using some sort of AI, right? There's search, there's recommendation, and all of the applications that we build should have AI too. So that's my... Yeah. If Seth was here, we need some dramatic music. Yeah.
I know, we need to get you some music. Yeah, it can be really intimidating, I think. So it helps to get started, to have a little starting path here.
Adil has a great question. Time series sales forecasting can be done on Azure ML. Absolutely. You can do that. Even with cognitive services, with the metrics advisor, I think you can do a forecast too. Like if you give a time series this many, if you give a time series, then you can predict what might happen in the future. So give it a try. It's pretty easy. You can either do like batch data, which means you have all of the time series and then just give it to it. Yeah. So metrics advisor. Okay. So I'm going to give you the link for metrics advisor because there's learn modules are on that link. Also, there's quick start. That's where I would start. And then there's all these hot. You can see. Okay. There's quick starts. This is a good place to start. And you can, we have examples of all of these languages. And then the REST API, you can just make a REST call in whatever language you want. There's code samples, which is awesome. You can just click on one and then see it on GitHub, download it as well, and use it, which is nice. Going back, and then how-to guides. So our documentation, sometimes it's easy to miss these things, but we have really good resources here, and then some concepts here as well, and resources. Okay, we should have some learn modules too. Self-paced learning paths.
Gosh, we have so much resources, all these resources.
Okay, work with performance and monitoring tools in finance operation apps. So this might be a good one for you to start. I'll just paste this link here on the chat and take a look. And the reason we also start doing this AI playground was to make it kind of like testing out all of those services. So we are going very slow right now, but we are going to implement all of the cognitive services here. And if you go to the issues, so we have all of these like speech translation, custom speech models, how to do all of these things we intend to edit. And if there is anything that you want to see first, like metrics advisor or language understanding, create a new issue. We'll definitely prioritize what you guys want. Or ask all of your questions and say hi to me here. I say hi to myself here. Not even you, Vanessa.
Oh gosh, okay, I have to say hi to you. Oh, we have another question.
Yeah, so data science, aka.ms, several cognitive sources. Okay. So if you go to the machine learning resources here, click the link, and they have exactly the same thing here for, you can just download it, it's a PDF. Okay, I'll just paste this link as well. So you have exactly the same thing. I'm not sure if they have anything like that for IoT, but
yeah, I'm unsure.
So there's always great learn modules. Learn. Okay. Okay, here it is.
There you go. Try that.
Yes. I will do this. So, and I don't know if you know this, but these are also the paths for certifications. So if you look for the courses for certification, then you can find them here. So when it's for certification, there's usually like this one, multiple learn modules. And let's see. Looks like there's a question, Vanessa. So you can start by, learning from the top and go down and see what you can do. So if you are not sure what the learn modules are, this is step-by-step hands-on instructions. So all of these learn modules, if you start it, it has some introduction, and then it has it tells you what to do and how to try all of these things out. And okay, I'm not getting to I guess this is the introduction one. This might not have many exercises, but also it checks your knowledge. So it prepares you for these certification things. And for our machine learning one, AI ones, we even have the Jupyter notebooks built into them. So you can run the code right there without having to do anything else, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're expanding the notebook offering to some of the other learn modules. So, yay!
Yeah, great question. Is there a credit to do this? Yes, there is. And cognitive services free. There you go. I believe you get $200, and most of the things you do not get charged if you are using it on Learn module. I'm pretty sure of that. So basically,
you don't.
You create a.
So there's a sandbox in the Learn module. So you just need to sign in with like an MSA, .live account or something like that, and you can use the sandbox to kind of test out, run through the exercises. So
yeah. So this is one, analyze images. You say launch lab, start the lab.
I'm pretty sure that
it's
the launching. Is it not launching? That's odd.
It opened in a new tab that I'm not sharing, but new window. And then now check, continue. Okay, so I promise you they're there.
Yeah. Ollie's right. Sometimes there's this sandbox. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Exercise. Launch to VM. Yes, activate a new VM. So you just click it and then you have to be signed in, that's all. And it starts your environment and you don't have to go anywhere. You can build and test and see everything in one place. Okay. Yeah. Credit card is needed during sign up. Yeah, that is actually sad. So
Or yeah, for the Azure, but not for learn exercises, right? But yeah, you're right.
exactly. So
For
do start from the learn modules and then go. And if you are okay giving your credit card, so what you can do is you can set the limit. There won't be anything charged. When you're trying things, most of the time there's no charge, but you can always set a limit on okay, if it's $1, stop charging or stop the service, then the service will stop itself. So you have all of that option. Where where is lesson 1? Lesson 1 for what would that be? Is it cognitive services? So if you are starting from scratch, there is this link. You go to this link and then download a PDF, and it tells you where to get started. What are all of the concepts? It's designed for people to not know anything about cognitive services or AI, but still learn it in 4 weeks. It's designed to be done in 4 weeks. So hope that helps. Cool. All right.
great.
Yeah, and this is actually a really cool thing. You see, they gave me a new computer. Here you go. You can do all of these things here and learn a lot before you get to sign up, give your credit card, or do anything. All you need to do is the same sign up for Microsoft documentation. You don't have to give any credit card number. Cool. Great questions, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, I love that everyone's been active on the chat. Yay!
Yes. Have we missed any questions on learn part? So Robert says, yeah, I got charged a couple cents once, but it's safe learning in my humble opinion. Yeah. So sorry you were charged. It actually happened to me years ago. And I'm blocked from AWS because of it, because I was just trying something out and didn't pay attention, and I owed $1 or something, or a few dollars, and they blocked me, and I didn't
Oh
use it
my
anyways.
gosh. They were like, you're not gonna pay this $1, so we will block you.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and Robert says he loves the Jupyter notebooks that he can use with VS Code. Yeah, and I hope you're using the extension too. So VS Code has the Jupyter Notebook extension, or you can search for a machine learning extension, and it's really cool. Okay. So Robert says that he's actually doing this one. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So this is
computer vision. Yeah.
this should be one with Jupyter Notebook. Okay, accepts. You see, I still have to accept. Okay, it's going to start up, I think, the Jupyter Notebook, and then you can see the code and run the code right there too. And there's a language, Lewis one too, which was nice. You basically learn how to turn on and off a light, IoT device light with Lewis language understanding. So yeah. Did we miss any other questions? Let's see.
I don't see any more questions. Check Learn TV.
Robert says you have to know a little bit of Linux to use the VMs because you need an OS when you make it. Oh, yeah, this is actually using the cloud shell. It's telling you what to do here. You can actually copy and paste it and see what happens. No? Paste? I did. Okay. Oh, because I didn't do the previous steps, probably. But yeah, go check it out. I am trying to make sure that we cover all of the questions, but share that zero data science miss to put in chat. Sure, the ak.ms-ai for devs. Do you mean you need to find the other one for the
the one from the machine learning resources. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the link where you can find all of them, and then the Azure machine learning one is here. So I'll paste it on our chat as well. Okay. Cool. Keep the questions coming. We love answering these questions. But I'm going to at least, well, Vanessa was not here last week, so I'm going to give her an update of what we did last week. So what we are doing, obrigado, gracias, as well. Back to you. So what we are doing is using VS Code share functionality. So the code is actually on my computer, but Vanessa can open up and see it. Vanessa, do you want to share your Visual Studio Code? Yeah. And look at her. She's actually using Visual Studio Code online. She's not even downloaded any Visual Studio Code on her machine. So this is a great thing to do because you can actually continue working on your project anywhere you want. And can you close down the outline for me so we could see, and you can close down the live share as well. Thank you. So this is one of the apps from our Learn modules, actually. So we use this as a template to create this AI playground. And let me find the Learn module that it had, actually. Azure Static Web Apps. Learn.
Yay. Yeah, I think Azure Static Web Apps just recently became generally available. I think that was also like around build or before build timeframe. So that's exciting.
Yeah. So what it does is basically it allows you to deploy your code really fast, which we will do. And yeah, And then it adds some GitHub actions. So anytime you push your code to GitHub, you can define the branch that you want to be released to your production environment, and then it will automatically be released to your production, which is nice. Robert was trying to help me with the Ctrl-Shift-C or V. Thank you, Robert. Okay, so I was here to paste the link here as well. Okay, cool. So this samples has Learn module has a sample code, which is get started, create a template page. So if you click on it, it tells you to create a new repository. You can name it whatever you want, and then it will have our starting point, the repository. If you are curious about what it has, it's on the template link, and I'll paste it here as well. And the reason I chose this one is because it's nicely done. It's not an empty project. It's always harder to start from scratch, right? And it also has Angular app, React app, Svelte, and Vue app. So you could choose any of them to follow along. But in our case, we use the Angular app. So if you oh, yes, that one. Thank you for understanding before I can talk. So this is the app that we have, the Angular app. Why don't you see any source? That's weird. Let me see. Is that the case with me as well? No, there's no source folder under. You know what? Maybe I should share.
How odd.
Who knows what happened there? That's weird. Okay, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, so this is our Angular app, and all of the extensions that is necessary is also in this file. And launch is for debugging and all of the settings that we have. So you can start from exactly the same. What happened so far? So we had this app. I changed the way it looks a little bit and added a vision service. So we have one component, which if you're not familiar with Angular, don't worry about it. But this is where we are making a call to our vision service. So this is what you missed, Vanessa, last time. Okay, so what is happening? Let's look at the HTML. So what we have in the HTML is an input HTML element, and we give a URL to it. And once we give the URL, it's being displayed, the image, and then there's one function that's called analyze that runs anytime there's a new image. So if we go to the vision.component.ts, we find the analyze function right here. So there's like multiple things that we wanted to do. One thing that we wanted to do was to first recognize a famous person. And also we wanted to see if the people are wearing masks. So right now, there's two different things that you have to do. One of them is to make a call to the Face API and check for the mask property. So here, that's what we are defining, return face attribute. And also, I'm making another call to vision. to show the celebrity. So these two things we wanted to happen in one picture. So I'm making two calls and getting a response from that. So the Face API call is happening here. It's a HTTP post request. We created an Azure resource for Face and then put it on my local environments. So I have the endpoints URL and HTTP options for Face is defined. HTTP options Face here. So I have the environment key over here. So one thing I want to remind one more time, you never want to check in your environment key, especially to your GitHub account, because that's how people can make a call access to your services, and then you have to pay for it. So it is very important that you save it in your local environments and never push it to GitHub.
Good to know. Good reminder.
Yes. We have it in our documentation, but unfortunately, some of our examples show it inside the code, so it's hard to remember. And I'm trying to change that. I gave that feedback, and I want all of the examples not to add environment key in. So, okay. So this was the, do you remember, Vanessa, that, do you remember we had hard time trying to find a celebrity?
Yes.
Yes. The reason was we actually did it 2 weeks earlier, and then we looked for it because we were looking for it in the wrong place. So it was the Face API that has the mask, but the computer vision API that has the celebrity description.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are other features that you can ask for, but this is the one that we were interested in. So we make these two calls, and what we do is just console log, nothing else so far. But we want to display all of them so people can just give it a try, post their own pictures, and then see what comes out. So unfortunately, I'll have to stop sharing and reshare to show you.
No problem. I can give you a joke.
Yeah. I mean, we are doing poorly today on jokes.
I know. We're like lean on jokes today. But why did the developer go broke? Anyone in the chat? Do y'all know why the developer went broke?
Well, there's a question. Why people are thinking Face API changed recently, isn't it? So probably yes. Okay.ms. Well, cognitive services. Let's see. So I go to the documentation here, and I really like this. Now the documentation, most of them at least, have what's new. So the latest change happened in April 2021, and you can see the changes here.
It's somewhat recent, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the other ones too, they do have it too. I think it's very useful because it's hard to keep up. Just so you Quest 2 headset. Yes. Robert, do you play Quest 2 games? Well, I actually also work with spatial computing, mixed reality, WebXR, and yeah, I do play the Quest 2 games. But if you want to hear my very unpopular opinion, I still like my Xbox dance games a little bit better. But Beat Saber is amazing. Beat Saber is my my jam.
Beat Saber is fun. It's really fun.
Oh, wait, there's answers to your question because he used up all his cash.
Yes, that's the one, Umar.
Umar.
He used up all his cash. Oh gosh.
Yeah, these are amazing. I love seeing you also enjoy these developer jokes, Vanessa, very much.
Oh yeah, they're just so funny. They're so silly. But yes.
We have another one nursery joke. Why did 6 feared 7? 6 feared 7.
Oh, I know this one. Something about the number 8. I'm pretty sure I got that really. Oh, because 7, 8, 9.
Good one. Good one. Thank you. So this is the spirit. This is what we want in this show. Artificial intelligence, AI might be smart, but we want the silliest jokes ever.
Exactly. Only silly jokes need apply.
Yeah, exactly. 7, 8, 9, right? Yes. Basically, to run the application, going back to the project, because I just want to give you guys an overview. Maybe next time you download it, you follow along, and we build this, and it will be fun. Too much fun here. Yeah, that's right. It is too much fun. Today have been so much fun and great questions, people. It's really nice. Umar, we are expecting more jokes from you as well next time. Please join us. I pasted the image URL I just found randomly because I wanted to test the mask, and we are getting an error. Let me see what's there. What happened here? It was really working. Okay, Vanessa, maybe you need to have another joke. Let me try to run this one more time and see what happens. Yeah.
More jokes. Okay, cool. What was that? Oh, this is. I don't know if I've said this one. Why can't cats use computers? Does anyone know why cats can't use computers, or they shouldn't use computers?
Well, my cat sits on my keyboard and types 3 for millions of times. That might be one reason, but go ahead.
They can't use computers because they only want to chase the mouse. Oh.
Yeah, that's true. She does that actually.
Oh, she does. It's so cute. One of these shows, we need to have your cat join the
She's
live
dying
stream.
to. She's dying to.
She's like, "What are you doing in that room?"
Exactly. So let's see the error. We made a call to this vision. Latest error, HTTP failure response 404. Why? I know why. Okay. Because I deleted something and did not place it back.
That might do it, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was going to refactor it. Right. Silly me. All right. So it should work now. I have to find the URL.
We can do another joke.
Yeah, go for it.
How do two programmers make money?
They write programs.
Anybody in the chat? How do two programmers make money?
Telling jokes.
One writes viruses, the other one writes antiviruses.
That's a good way.
And they sell them.
There's a question about the cognitive services can use URLs. Yes. So image service can take a URL, or you can upload it to a database too. That's also fine. Okay, and cognitive services use labeled data, isn't it? So cognitive services use the data that's labeled to learn, but like those models are made and they will work. If you want to create your custom vision models, for example, because one thing I did was try to detect you see it? What? My headsets. They're hard. There aren't many of these headsets, so that was not included in the model. So it wouldn't recognize HoloLens versus Oculus, which normal people can't recognize either. So I was able to custom train it by labeling myself, but otherwise you don't have to label it to use just the main services. All cognitive services go through URLs, don't they? So by URLs, you mean the API endpoints? Yes. Using a URL, for example, you can just use text, right? It doesn't have to be. Oh, Robert says, I've been smiling all show. Thank you, Robert. I'm glad to hear. It's so nice to have you guys here and yeah, hear your opinions and talk to, especially during COVID and pandemic that we didn't get to see many people. All right. How do you differentiate between custom and cognitive model? Why do we need custom just for training data set? So basically, the cognitive services models, they are predefined models, right? We trained them already, and you don't have to do anything, but they're trained for the most common use case. Let's say you have your own company and you have your own company's logo, and you want the computer vision to recognize your logo. I was actually trying to recognize HoloLens, these different goggles, headsets behind me. So because they are very new devices and because they're not super common, it wasn't able to recognize. So in that case, you did a custom training to make sure that it knows the difference between HoloLens versus VR headsets. And it is actually somewhere here. Maybe
that's the low code blog that you wrote?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can find the AKA there.
Oh, that'd be awesome. So this was even no code. I think I have, when I take a picture of this board right there that you can see, it wasn't able to define what these are. But when I train it, it was able to tell HoloLens 1 to HoloLens 2, the difference. It can differentiate between them. Even this little thing down here, can you see? It's just a tiny piece of the HoloLens 2, but it can still say HoloLens 2, which is really cool. But normally you would detect things like computers, chairs, tables, and all those awesome things. So basically what I did was with Power Apps, there's a tool. It's a UI tool. I upload the picture, and when I upload it, I tag it. So say this is HoloLens, this is Magic Leap, this is a VR headset, these are hand controllers. So these are all of the different objects that I was trying to identify. And I did that for a bunch of images. I think the least you can have is something like 30. I'm not sure. And then I trained it by just clicking use this model and train. And once you train, you give it a test images and say, oh, can you recognize it? And it wasn't able to recognize at first very well. It wasn't able to tell the difference. But then I kept training, and this is Vanessa. And it gave me a performance score too. So I tried to improve the score, and once I had it, it has a Power Apps has the drag and drop UI thing where you could just create the app and then share it instantly without having to deploy it anywhere. So at the end, wow, I didn't put the video of it at the end, but at the end, I was able to just take a picture with my camera and then be able to detect all of these different things. And this is a VR headset. This is a VR headset, so it's able to tell. Does that make sense? Is there a HoloLens you don't own? I'm lucky to work here, so I don't own any HoloLens. Well, that's the reality. It's owned by Microsoft, but I'm happy that I have access to it. Least you can have is 5, recommended to have 30 to 50. Yes, so different images. And also, like, if I put hundreds of HoloLens images versus only 5 VR images, then it will think everything is HoloLens. It will have a, guess it wrong. But you have to give equal amount of images there too, and with different backgrounds. Which model did you use or AutoML? So basically, I use the AI builder. So I'll paste the link to the article here. So it's step by step, so you can follow along. So train a custom model. So it's not AutoML. It's cognitive services custom vision. Okay. Greetings from Venezuela. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. It must be really late there. Is it? Am I thinking wrong? Oh, no, it's late in the Europe side, in India, I guess. Thank you for sticking with us, everyone. We have, 2 more minutes left. We are going to be kicked out of here. But it was amazing to hear your questions and have you here. It feels like this is a real meetup. And thank you for
fun.
Thank you for the jokes too.
Yes, thanks for sharing your jokes, y'all. I thought that was hilarious. Hopefully there'll be more jokes next time.
Yes. So few things that you could do next week. Join at this time 11 a.m. PST. This is San Francisco time. Next week, Seth will be here and he will going to talk about PyTorch Enterprise with Alan Bachman. So thank you. And you can also catch the AI
Best of build. Yeah. So the Reactor is going to be hosting a best of build show on June 24th. Aisha will be a guest to talk about all the fun AI stuff. So check that out, and maybe